question is, what's the future of Etsy hacks, and will they be integrated into Etsy itself? And what's the possibility of getting shipping options that customers could select, or is that the same problem that you have with coupons?
So those are two. Her preface was that she's part of a team that are full-time crafters, Etsy team, that are doing this full-time and relying on it for their living, and they couldn't do it without the applications that Ian has built. And so what is the future of that kind of work, and also what about shipping options for buyers? So there's kind of two separate points. I'll say one quick thing about Ian, then I'll let Ian answer. I think that, again, going back to the API concept that I mentioned, I didn't mean to make your heads, fall off your shoulders, but the point is that it's really important. There are a lot of Ians in the world. We just happen to hire that one, and we're excited about that. There's another person who's doing that, who does not work for Etsy, who's made something called Craft Cult. So I think that I would say from my perspective, we will continue to invest in our API, and we will continue to take the view that we collectively and we Etsy are better off if we invite people into making the stuff. Now we have to do that in such a way that works for us as a business, right? Like, we can't turn over our whole business to just whoever, right? We have to. There's this whole kind of set of guidelines that these guys work within. But the general principle of allowing people outside of Etsy to develop for Etsy is one that we embrace. For example, there are people who have developed iPhone applications for Etsy. They exist. We didn't make them. People made them because they used the data from the API that's available. If you go to the bottom of the website and what's called the footer, there's a link that says developers. If you click on that link, you're going to find a whole other world. That's the Etsy developer world. And in that place, that other website, you will find a listing of all of the developers that have worked on things that are like Etsy Hacks or like Craft Cult. And they're right there. We've also showcased them in the blog under Handmade Code. But I'll let the pros answer now. Yeah, come on up.